Well, that was really fucking depressing. So Amandla is a new Netflix original that just got released here in Australia. It's a South African film. It is a drama with a tinge of thriller thrown in there, but majority of it is a drama. It follows the story of these two brothers named Impi and Kosana, and they share together a traumatic childhood experience of losing their parents to a racial hate crime. And they both grow up, and as they become adults, they take veering paths in life. One to a life of crime, the other to a life of being a policeman. The policeman is Kosana, the younger brother. The older brother, Impi, is the one who's led to the life of crime. And as the events transpire throughout the film, their two paths begin to converge and we get our plot and we get our story. There is a little bit more to it than that. Impi is not necessarily a bad guy. He just does bad things out of necessity. You can see he is actually quite a good guy. He loves his brother, loves his family, loves his partner, loves his child. But because he didn't have the chances that he gave to Kosana growing up, he has to really make do and he has to try and get through life the best he can. He doesn't have any skills, he doesn't have any education, nothing like that. Every piece of money that he managed to either steal or find or anything, he put towards his little brother as they were growing up, and he wanted to give his little brother a better life than what he was going to experience. And Kosana, on the other hand, is wanting to become a policeman and help people and help South Africa because he loves the country, but he also harbors some guilt for his parents' death because he feels responsible for it. You get this nice sort of comparison between the two where you've got a guy doing bad things out of necessity and then you've got a guy who does good things because he felt like he did a really bad thing when he was a child and he's trying to make up for that. So I really like the dynamic between the brothers here, and you can see that the two actors have really good chemistry as well. It's believable that they are brothers, you know, obviously they're not brothers, but for the movie's sake, I could be like, wow, these guys actually know each other, they've lived together, they've lived through things. It's really cool. Their relationship is probably the best thing about this film. Overall, the film is pretty good. The writing is solid enough, the directing is pretty good, the violence in the film is pretty full on, although it is helpful that they don't show a lot of the really graphic stuff. This movie isn't supposed to be a graphic, over-the-top violence thrill ride. There is really heavy violence implied during this film. Like I said at the start, there's a racial hate crime towards their parents, there's a rape and like a murder halfway through this film, there's like a mass, not a mass murder, but there is like a bunch of murders at once as well, but it doesn't show you a lot of the stuff, which I think kind of works in the favor of this film because it's not trying to be an action movie, it's trying to be more of a drama. And if you start showing lots of violence and lots of stuff, you kind of lose the dramatic aspect of the film, which is really cool that they went for it this way. You know, they could have just made it a big shoot 'em up revenge thriller and that would have been fine as well. I like they went for a more subtle approach with this film. So yeah, like I said, the acting was pretty good, the writing was pretty good, directing was pretty good. Overall, this film's pretty solid. The thing that I think sells you the most is the relationship between the brothers, and that's the best thing about the film. There's nothing new in here, of course. These days with films, you can't really come up with anything new, but it did its job pretty well. I was engaged throughout, I didn't turn it off, I didn't skip through anything, I wasn't doing other stuff either. There are a few things that I would maybe change in this film, maybe tidy up some of the writing a little bit, maybe tidy up some of the shots as well. There is a few kind of transitional things that happen throughout this film where you're like, that's an interesting choice. I kind of wish they didn't do that with the camera, but it was going for a specific feeling that the character was experiencing. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I think it would have been better if you didn't do that. So that's why I'm going to give Amandla 7 out of 10. So tell me guys, has anyone watched Amandla yet? If you have, comment down below, let me know what you thought about it. This is the second South African film that I've reviewed on this channel, and it's another one that's pretty good. So let's get some more South African films here to Australia. Watch this movie, guys. Definitely recommend it. It's, again, not the best thing you've ever seen in the world, but it is definitely worth your time. As I keep saying, watch more international movies on Netflix. I want to see more here in Australia. So that's the review, guys. Hope you really enjoyed it. As always, click through to another video. We'll keep having some fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.